Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's video. In today's video, we are talking about life path 7s, your guys' traits, your talents, your weaknesses, your life purpose, and your compatibility with other life path numbers. So life path 7s are definitely the more spiritual of the numbers. The life path 7s will just believe in something greater than ourselves, whether you believe in God, source, whatever you want to call it or not. You have believed, or you do believe, that there's just more to life than what we are experiencing here on this tiny planet Earth. I would not be surprised if a life path 7 at least considers, whether you believe it or not, you at least consider the idea of ghosts, aliens, life after death of some kind, just there being more to what we can see. The life path 7s are people who love to research. You love to do research for fun, like for entertainment, whether you are just browsing through YouTube. And like right now is a sort of example, but whether you're browsing through YouTube, you will be watching things that you enjoy, but at some level they are probably educational in some way of life. And it's because you love to just do research. You are natural sponges. You really soak up a lot of information and you're really good at relaying that to others, especially if you have 11 in your numerology. You guys are really good at mechanics. You're really good at fixing things. You're really good at like working with your hands, whether you're a carpenter or a writer or an artist or a surgeon or a physiotherapist or someone who can work with their hands. And if not, you are probably in a position where you can work mentally. You need mental stimulation as well, a job where you can solve problems, or you're going to be more fulfilled if you're doing one of these kinds of things. And you know, if you could be like a mathematician, or if you could be a psychologist or a therapist, something where you can use your mind. You like to know how things work, you like to know how things tick, whether this is the human mind, whether the psyche, the brain, mechanics, the universe, Mother Earth, nature. You want to know about the science of it all, and you want to know the whys of it all. I'm sorry that I know the lighting just changed, the sun just went somewhere. You want to know the why of it all. You want to know why we're here on this earth. Why does that work like that? Why does this react a certain way when we do certain things, blah, blah, blah. I would not be surprised if the 7s are old souls. You guys definitely feel like you're old souls anyway. You probably went through some times in your younger years, or even currently, where you're like, why do people not see things the way I do? Why do people not see what's wrong with society? Why do people not understand why she's behaving like that? Why do people not have empathy? And you don't really grasp like how other people don't see what you see. And this is just like a part of being an old soul. So if you're not an old soul, you'll definitely feel like it. But I think a lot of 7s probably are. Very naturally intuitive. You can be very ungrounded though. You can struggle finding balance between the spiritual world and the physical world, the physical material world. You can either be like too into your spirituality or too focused on the logical, rational side of life. And it's really difficult sometimes for a life path 7 to find a healthy balance between the two. Find a healthy balance between being too up in your head, being too away with the fairies sometimes, and being too like driven for money and success and all this and that, being too focused on the physical, that you neglect your spiritual aspects, that you neglect your intuitive gifts. So it's about finding that balance for you guys. You can sometimes struggle with ego. You can sometimes struggle with a tendency to think that you are better than others. And I'm sorry for saying this, but you can sometimes feel like you have a bit of a moral high ground. You can sometimes look down on others for, like we said before, for not being able to see what you see, for not being able to see their flaws or society's flaws, for not being able to see what they need to do to fix things or grasp certain concepts that you can grasp so easily. And so this is a definite weakness for a life path 7 is sometimes struggling with your ego. Sometimes you need to come back down to earth and show yourself a little bit of empathy for other people, especially if you are like more educated in, let's say for example, on the spiritual path. Don't look down on others because they don't know what to you is considered very basic principles, because everybody's on their own journey, everyone's going at their own pace. You know, don't judge others who are a little bit behind. And I'm sorry about that, I'm not trying to call you guys out, I'm calling everyone out. So yeah, it's very, very important for a 7 to meditate. Very important for you guys to meditate and for you to be out in nature and for you guys to detox and recharge from life. Life is very hectic. There's a lot of stuff that goes on. And 7s just kind of like are like natural conduits for that. They kind of like take in a lot of energy from the outside world. And it's very important for you guys to spend some alone time, because you guys love your alone time. You are so big on being alone. You would much rather be alone than, not that you're not social. If you are comfortable with people, if you are comfortable, you will be very social. You'll be very funny, you'll be witty, you'll be extroverted, but you are very happy spending time alone, and you're very happy to... 7s would make great self-employed people. They would do really great working from home, working for themselves, being their own boss, because to you, being by yourself is just great. Like, you don't love anybody's company better than your own, and that's really great in some aspects, but you can struggle in terms of relationships because of this. You can sometimes struggle to open up to people. You can sometimes struggle to trust people. You can definitely have trust issues. And you can tend to close yourself off very easily to other people and keep yourself very private, and struggle to find a healthy balance with your emotions. If you look at the 7, like the 7th astrological sign is a Libra, and the Libra is represented by the scales, by balance. For you guys, balance is a big thing, and it's part of your life purpose, is to find that balance, find that center. So you can struggle with your emotions, you can struggle with being really reserved and not showing your emotions to other people, and keeping it all inside and keeping it all locked up, keeping yourself all locked up sometimes. And you can then struggle with, sometimes the floodgates have got to open and then you just let it all out and you don't mean to, and you have big outbursts that you didn't intend to have or want to have, but sometimes it can just happen. So finding that healthy balance emotionally, finding that healthy balance with your emotions and being able to express your emotions with people, finding people who you trust, and when you do trust them and when you are comfortable with them, learning to open up to them, because they deserve that, especially if they open up to you, because that's a healthy dynamic. You both share your problems, you both share the things that you're going through. In terms of relationships, a 7 can struggle with praise and support. You guys need to learn to hype up your partner a little bit more, and this can come from low self-esteem, and that lack of trust boils down to, because you almost don't want to praise them too much, that they realize how good they are and then not think that you're actually any good, when really you are. But so make sure that you're being encouraging and supporting and actually uplifting the people around you. Make sure you're benefiting them in some, like, not benefiting them in some way, but make sure you're being supportive, and that's what you'll get back from them. Let's see. So the Life Path 7 will do well, from what I've seen with other Life Path 7s. Some people say it's a little bit controversial, but have seen a lot of 7s do well with other 7s. I think you sort of both just get each other. Maybe do well with the 2s, with the 6s, and with the 9s. And maybe with the 4s as well. But all of this really does depend. It depends on people, their personality, what other numbers they have in their chart, their astrology and stuff like that. So really take that in mind. But yeah, so the life purpose of a life path 7 is to find balance. Find balance within yourself. Find a healthy balance between your spirituality and your physical realm. Find a healthy balance with your emotions. Find a healthy balance with your relationships, of it being an equal give and take. And learn a lot. Learn a lot of stuff for you to then be able to help other people learn, help other people see the things that you grasp quite easily and that you understand. Okay? And like if you have the number 11 in your numerology somewhere, and that's definitely going to be prevalent for you to teach other people what you learn. Okay? All right. That's all for you guys for Life Path 7s. Stay tuned for the rest of the Life Path numbers, and check out my Etsy store where I sell crystal jewellery, and I have tarot readings and stuff like that available on there as well. So check that out, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.